Okay. Hello, everybody. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move the screen so I don't see if anybody is watching. There we go. Okay. Do you know how many voices in my head is telling me to not do this right now? Like every single one of them. Do you know how utterly frustrated I am right now? Like wildly. This, that feeling of just like insanity, of just like everything in my being utterly trying to stop me in every single way. And that is how I felt my entire life. And I'm not allowing that to stop me anymore. Okay? So I am in this moment. I found the secret key, and that's just being a bull in the china shop and just plowing through everything in my emotions. Not necessarily violently, I simply do not stop. And I'm going to do this terribly. Okay? This class is going to be the worst class ever in the course of every class that could possibly be bad at, right? And that's what I'm afraid of. It's going to be so bad, right? I may not even get to the class. I may not even say anything. All right? But that is the class itself. No, there is no guarantee that I'm a good teacher, right? And I've got this cough, right? And I'm tired, and I'm stressed, and my mind could go blank. Does any of that matter? Does any of that matter? It's so wild when I look at shadows straight in the eyes that the only thing keeping me is myself. And this wildly, I don't even know what the word is, this code, this emotional, absurd code in my being that tells me to stop. It just tells me to stop everything. Okay, emotions, what's your plan? Oh, I want to go relax. I want to watch a movie. I want to just enjoy life. Well, cool. I know you want to do that. I'm not contradicting it. I know I want to do that. And we're still going to do this. Ah, but we're not ready. Okay, we'll do it not ready. We're gonna look bad. Yeah, we're gonna look really bad. And the more you screw me over, emotions, the worse it's gonna look. Oh, it's gonna be great because I'm putting a spotlight on it. So here I am, attempting the second part to teach Enlightened Mastery 101. Again, my cough is here. I'm going to enjoy every single moment of how terrible I'm going to do this. And I'm going to teach this over and over and over and over and over. And guess what? Over. Um, wildly frustrated that my subconscious keeps manifesting this phlegm in my throat. I'm just going to call it out that what it is. Subconscious, you're making that happen, and I will dance with you with that. I will show all my insecurities completely open. I'll show all my hesitations, all my Yep. Oh no, it's gonna ruin the sound quality. Yep, we'll ruin it all. We'll ruin it all. Yep. This class is not meant to be a class. This is meant to be a fear purge of everything I'm afraid of. And if I happen to be able to get any teaching across, that would be great. So I'm going to go straight into it because it's telling me, oh, you'll never do that. I'm going to go straight into it. Last time I was teaching about Enlightened Mastery being the life equation over here. Yep, it's my brain saying, we're incoherent. Yep, we're freezing up. We look bad. Coughing. It's going to sound bad. It does. It really does. Don't you just love it? Thanks for continuously trying to obstruct me in every single way. I love my emotion this way. Because you know what? It'll be way too easy if every single bit of my emotion is completely working against me. And I'm going to plow straight through it. That's it. This now moment is utterly perfect. I'm going into utter broadcast mode. I don't care about the algorithms. I don't care that I look bad. I want to look bad. Now what? I want to hesitate. Now what? I know I feel tired. Oh, I'm going to get sick? Okay, let's get sick. I'm going to intentionally make myself sick by um, the stress that I'm putting on myself. Any more excuses about why I shouldn't keep going? Can you hear the absurdity of my emotions throwing absolutely everything at me? And we'll go straight into it. Okay, so this side is the life equation. All right. Imagine you have your health, wealth, relationships. Reset. Um, what does it take to succeed in this game? If life was a game, this would be how to play it, right? Imagine tired. Yep, I certainly feel tired. It feels like I'm sick. Cool. Is that a reason to stop? Oh, yes, it is. Okay, cool. It's absolutely a reason to stop. All right, so now imagine I have really amazing health, I have great wealth, and I have great relationships, right? How good is your life right now? hmm Keep going. All right, this is it. This is the whole block. This is the emotion that's keeping me from my entire life right here. I want to do it, and some part of my emotion is just like, no. Okay, this is it. This is the dragon. Come show yourself, Shadow. Come show yourself. This isn't me. This is you. It's also me, of course, but come show yourself, Shadow. Why shouldn't I teach this? No, no reason. Hmm? I'm tired of this block. I don't know why it's here. Trauma, yes. It got installed by trauma. Cool. So, here I am. I'm going to punch through every single one of my limitations. This is how to do it. Yes, everything in my being is telling me to stop and turn around. But I've taught this 100 times or more. I've taught this over and over. It's a lot easier when there's somebody right in front of me. Yes. Mhm. This frame is hard to maintain. I don't know what frame this is. Yes. Correct. So, you want to stop? You can want to stop. Let's go. Let's keep going. Anything else? If, It doesn't matter if my face looks crooked. Stop shift messing with the camera. I'm right here. I'm not a teacher. I'm also a teacher. I freak out. I have social anxiety. Yes, all this. I'm all right here. Why shouldn't I start? Why shouldn't I be on live video? Why shouldn't I broadcast everything to everyone? It's not even going to reach everyone. Give me as much phlegm as you want. Not going to stop me. Anything else? Subconscious. Why do you do this to me? Why is a loaded question, I know. I just want to show everybody what is happening in my being. I'm going to show them all. Yeah, you don't like that. So, maybe you shouldn't block my every attempt in every way to do everything. How about that? How about that? Oh, you can't? Because that's just what you do? All right. All right, we're going to hold hand in hand. We're going to blast straight through it. Yep. All right, ready to freak out? Give me your worst. Okay, so last time I talked about the life equation. I talked about health, wealth, relationships in 3 tiers. Um, and then, so this is going up in ascending. So right now, my emotions stop everything. There's no flow. I don't need flow. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna let go of emotional effort. Okay, so last time we talked about this page. Health, wealth, relationships in 3 ascending tiers. So we can get ahead of it, but we can also get into the details. And this equation I use every single day. Rest, fuel, clean, dress, exercise, stretch, and balance. I no longer have the laser that I had with the other app because the other app decided to start charging me money every month and then decided to not allow me to not upgrade. So bye-bye. Oh yes, love capitalism. Doesn't matter. Got this. Keep going. Don't blame others for my own inability to handle their weakness. This kind of BS happens all the time everywhere. And me getting angry doesn't matter. It's okay for me to get angry. Being angry isn't bad. Yes, I've been screamed at for being angry, so I've associated anger with bad. So I shouldn't feel angry about anything. Just feel angry and then just instantly drop it. All right, yep, it's terrible, bad. Next. Okay, so health, wealth, relationships in 3 tiers. This works because health, wealth, relationships fulfill the lower 3 tiers of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And then if you get that wealth from your life purpose, if you're doing what you love, getting paid for it, doing what you love, getting paid for it, have amazing relationships, and you're physically healthy, then you get above what is called the deficit needs line. And the goal is to get as many people above this line as possible. And then we instantly shift into a abundance mentality. Okay? So instead of putting it in the stacked format like this, I put it into a circle. And the moment I put it in the circle, I realized, wait, there could be other rings, right? So what would be, if the lower tier is the immediate health wealth relationship, what would be the thing that leads, what's one ring above that and the ring above that, and then all the value cascades downwards, right? So what we choose as our life purpose will define what kind of businesses and jobs we go into, which would determine how well it refills our bank account, right? How well we do our personal shadow work will determine how well we can get along in society, which will determine what kind of close relationships we have. And anyways, you got the point. There's only 24 hours in a day, so if you imagine we have only 24 drops, and how we allocate those drops will be how well our life becomes. My words are terrible, and I'm going to do this in the worst possible way, because everything worth doing is worth doing terribly. Imagine myself 50 iterations in. I will have this down like that. So I have to get started. No matter what my emotions say, no matter what excuses it gives me, I'm just going to relax into it and keep on going, going, going. This is the same blocks that's blocking everybody. Every single one of us. All the versions of me out there are blocked by this very same thing. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is know what to do and do it. And I'm doing that now. And I'm going to keep iterating, iterating, iterating. And I'll teach it over and over and over. And part of my brain that hates iterations, hates doing things over and over again, that part is freaking out. Good. Keep freaking out. Maximize the freak out. Imagine me never doing anything else again. I'm not allowed to do anything. Yep, maximize it. Now let's keep going. Nothing's going to stop me. Okay. So we talked about this last time. We can go ahead and watch that video or not. It's terrible, right? So all these videos are going to be terrible over and over and over. It's going to be anti-algorithmic, right? Algorithms are not going to want to post it anywhere, and therefore it doesn't matter. It's just practice. But it's also archived in case, you know, in case something happens to me and this is still available for humanity. Cool, thanks for saying that script. It's just a boring script. It's so boring, right? There's so many times where the script in my brain that's like, oh, say this. It's like the most boring thing you can possibly say. Oh no, I hate to be boring. Okay. Welcome to the struggle that is my brain. This is why I'm not successful at anything. Because my brain utterly gets in the way. My emotions get in the way of absolutely everything. I don't feel like I'm worthy of anything. So I've been accumulating knowledge. Hopefully, oh, the next course will do it. The next course will do it. No. I've been waiting until I feel good, until I feel like I'm ready. And I never do, so I never do anything. So here I am. Everything I just said is a fiction. It's the past. The past does not exist. The only thing that exists is right here, right now. Me. Yep, there we go. This is my view. This is my experiential dimension. I'm looking at this little dot right here. This microphone. Yep, thank you, brain, for disrupting my thoughts. I love it when you disrupt my thoughts and make me sound really bad. But you're the one who's doing that. You're afraid that I'm going to sound bad, and then you make me sound bad so that you're afraid that I would sound bad. You're doing it. Not my fault. Next. So meta commentary is kind of how I'm Cat got my tongue? No, anxiety got my tongue. Trying to keep me from saying bad things? I'm not gonna say bad things. I'm gonna. Aha, thanks. Again, words blocked. I'm just gonna put a light on the block. That's it. Anything else? How long do you think you can keep that block up, huh? I'm not stopping. Block me anytime you want. Yes, you are me. So, but I'm gonna pretend you're not me, because you're not really me. You're my old code that got seared into my brain through trauma and other things, but we're not gonna go there. Okay, these are the 5 dimensions of our reality. Okay. I have a script in my brain right now. Not gonna say it. Next. Okay, so this is the coaching cube. I'm folding this in the cube so you can see what a cube looks like. I'm skipping that script. Why is there a script in my head? Why is there a script in my head? Why am I not simply saying it? So I'm deconstructing my anxiety at the same time. So this is not really a course. This is just me doing self-exposure therapy and deconstructing the moment in the guise of a course to make this live video have more pressure when I don't have any script, throwaway script. Nope. Teach. No script. Okay. In this moment. Whew. Yep. Thanks for giving me a lot of phlegm right here. Yep. I love it. Yep. Thank you, subconscious. Appreciate the anti-support. Anything else? How do I teach this without being scripted? Who am I talking to? What am I doing here? Who am I? Yes, this is the worst class ever. Welcome to the worst class in the world. I'm comparing myself to all the classes I've been to, college professors who spend a lifetime teaching. Yeah, sure. What about all the people who are afraid and don't even do this to begin with? What about those people? Of course, I don't see them, so I can't compare myself to them. The YouTube algorithms don't give me those videos. They're not popular. So all I see are perfect, shiny videos, and it just crushes my self-esteem. Welcome to the world we live in. That's why this is rebellion. Doing things terribly. Doing the worst possible job in the world. Spending 2 hours and haven't even gotten anywhere. Yep. I don't know where I am right now emotionally. It's just all awash. I'm in the emotional sea. I can't see. I can't feel. Some reason there's a script that falls in front of my face and I'm supposed to read that. But when I read that, my emotions make it terrible, so I fail. I'm sensing, I'm sensing the con job of all this. Wild. But yet this is not saying scripts. Stop giving me a script brain. If I don't talk, what do I say? I bring what's on the inside, outside. What's on the inside, outside. What's on the inside right now is panic. Panic some more. I couldn't be possibly be silent. Couldn't possibly pick my nose in public. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't cough this way when I'm not talking to somebody or when I'm not live. That's how I know. It's psychosymptomatic. Whew. I'm going to let go of all emotional effort and keep on going. Okay, so now imagine we are nth dimensional aliens. We're visiting Earth and we're going to use this body. For me, I'm going to use my body. You can use your body. And we're going to come down to Earth and see what check in on Earth. Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh, wow. I just arrived on Earth. Which dimension are we in? All right. So let's check. So I'm going to turn this coaching cube into the periscope dimension, periscope mode, like this. Okay. So now, how many dimensions are there in this one moment? Let's take a look. As you're looking straight through, you see a little, like a windshield, right? And the word that says there is experiential. So I am looking through my own eyes, and that is the experiential dimension. That now I'm going to look around. What do I see? This side, physical. I see physical things, right? So this is the physical dimension. What else do you see? Up top here, symbolic. That's a symbolic dimension. How I tell the difference between the symbolic dimension and the physical dimension is that symbolic things can jump mediums. My brain is, didn't we say this thing yesterday? Yes, we did. And we're going to say the same thing over and over and over and over to the end of time. We're not, I'm going to imagine I will never ever stop saying this. I hate repetition, so we're going to utterly break myself of this hate, of this dislike. All I have to do is just relax into it. I know what I'm going to say. Why do I dislike repeating myself? Frustration? Oh, upbringing, trauma. Yeah, somebody in my childhood did not like repeating themselves. I see. Of course it's trauma. Okay, so I'm going to repeat myself over and over. It sounds stupid when I repeat myself. Yeah, it's boring. I hate people who repeat themselves. Yeah. They're gonna hate me. Yeah. I'm gonna let them hate me so much because I repeat myself. And I'm gonna sound so stupid. Yes, I am stupid. I'm the stupidest stupid that ever stupided because I repeat myself. Ah, let's repeat myself. I repeated this so many times. So might as well repeat it 1,000 more times, okay? If you think you've heard this before, think how many times I've heard it. That's from Ram Dass. And yes, that's reading my inner script. I'm going to keep reading my inner script Oh, I don't like reading my inner script. So now I will read my inner script. Interesting. Okay, here's my inner script. How I tell the difference between the symbolic dimension and the physical dimension. Okay, I'm going to relax completely. I'm not even going to animate anything. My face. It's just whatever's natural. I'm going to relax completely. I'm going to put in no emotional effort. How I can tell the difference between the symbolic dimension and the physical dimension is that the symbolic dimension can jump mediums. The physical dimension can't do that. So, what does that mean? Well, I can have this on a piece of paper. I can memorize it and redraw it. Now it's in my brain, right? I can email it or I can scan it and now it's on the computer. I can email it to 1,000 people and I would still have the original. If I shared a physical chair with somebody, I'm instantly down a chair, right? That's why symbolic dimension is very different than the physical dimension. All right. Now, my emotions are like smothering me. It's like with a pillow right now. It pulls all my energy out. It takes away the entire flow. And I'm going to keep on trudging forward without effort, without using emotional effort. Okay. Thank you for the phlegm. Love it. Keep it up, subconscious. Make it harder for me. As hard as you possibly can. Don't make it easy for me. All right? So now, first we're looking through our own eyes. That's the experiential dimension. What do we see? Physical things. What else do we see? Symbolic things. What else do we see? Well, if there was anyone else here, would be the social dimension. Okay? The reason social dimension is an utterly different dimension is because of this, right? So each person is a universe simulator because we can simulate the universe when we look around. There's a simulation of the universe inside of our own mind. Okay? So now, what happens when you put one universe simulator together with another universe simulator? And when I'm simulating the universe, what happens when my universe simulator is simulating your universe simulator, simulating my universe simulator? Simulating your simulator, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? So the complexity of it utterly explodes, and that's just with two people. Now imagine 100, 1,000, a million, a billion people. And that's why most of our problems are social problems, not physical or symbolic ones. We have enough food and housing to feed and house everybody. We do, right? And we kind of know how to do most of every physical thing, right? Like if I need to change the oil in my car, I can search for YouTube videos and there's so many out there. And it's backed up in 1,000 different servers or whatever. So it's not really going to get lost. So we have enough food and housing to feed and house everyone. We kind of know how to do most of every physical thing. So what are we missing? Well, any knowledge we're missing from the emotional dimension and the experiential dimension compounds in the social. That's why most of our problems are social problems, not physical or symbolic ones. Right? So that helps narrow the entire world's game down into the social problems. That's why wars, um, greed, programs, laws, that's why most of this is right here. This is the problem. Right? Mostly because people don't want to solve the problem? Well, and don't want to share. Cool. All right. So the last dimension here is the emotional dimension, which is different than the experiential dimension, right? So in the experiential dimension, there is only now. And right now, there's a lot, like I'm feeling some emotions, right? But there's a lot of other emotions I'm not feeling at the moment. And if I'm not feeling them, they might as well not exist. I don't really know. I don't remember. Right? It's kind of hard to remember an emotion because they're chemical, right? So when I'm not feeling them in the moment and I don't get triggered for like a week or something, I may forget that I have that challenge, right? And so it might as well not exist. So let's say right now I'm feeling nice and calm and peaceful, right? I may think that like, oh, maybe I've cleared everything. Maybe I'm a Buddha. Like, I don't know. I don't feel any challenges, right? But then when I go out in the streets and I'm driving and I get stuck in traffic, it's like, oh, oops, guess I'm not a Buddha yet, you know? So the now moment doesn't have any memory. It doesn't need to do anything as long as I'm not, well, anyways, as long as I'm not, I'm trying to, trapped, stopped. Hmm. Whew. Wow, I'm tired. Okay, anyways, reset. Scene. Reset. The experiential dimension is just now. Whatever I'm feeling in the now. Okay? Emotions, however, have a memory, have time, have history. Our emotion says, our emotions remember. That's what trauma is. It remembers to the end of time unless we go in there and clear it the way I'm doing this now. This emotional sea is really high for me, but I need to jump into the sea like I'm doing now, turn on the video, try to perform. Most of my trauma is performance. It's performing under pressure, and I would rather do anything else. But if I don't feel it and I don't keep training through it, I will never clear it and I will never be successful, ever. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing my worst job utterly, continuously. That's why my emotions tell me, don't do this. I feel tired. No, I'm not ready. Cool. I will feel all that and I'll just keep doing it while I'm feeling not feeling like not doing it without adding more violence to myself. I am adding a little more violence to myself, but that again, that's my brain stopped there. It's like, am I doing violence to myself? I'm using anger to push through my anxiety. And I'm going to do it no matter what because I'm keeping an eye on the future me. That's one of my, right here. There you go. Future me. That's always my guidance to myself. All right. The future me does this over and over in order to train himself through these blocks. So here I am. Oh. I don't have all the languaging yet, but I don't need any of those. I will get those later. The only thing that matters is that I keep doing it. Because usually by the time 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock rolls around, my brain goes, done with the day. I do shower, I watch movie, I relax. But wait, I have 3 more hours. When I started at 8, like I had 4 hours. Back when I went to dance, dance doesn't even start until 8 o'clock, right? That's the beginning of the evening. And yet a part of my brain just thinks, oh, 8 o'clock, I'm done. No, there's so much time. I don't have to use effort either. And I'm going to burn through all my limitations. This is how I will be the example. I will be the example. And I will have to reload, re-upload this, etc., etc. But that's the game now. Thank you, Facebook, for not saving anything. I hope you saved, I hope you've, saved some hard drive space. Just means I will now upload everything to YouTube as well. Thank you for that um, impetus to do that. Mwah. I'm also just going to re-upload the video right back onto the your servers, so you not letting me keep it is a silly move. Is it really using that much space, huh? Is it really? I guess probably, but it's like, I don't know. Moving on. Not my problem, right? Don't blame others for my own inability to handle their weakness. If something changes, I change faster. Next, what is the universe telling me, right? So the universe is telling me to not go to dance for a while. I'm not going to go dance for a while and keep utterly focused on here, doing this over and over and over. I'm going to crush the algorithms. The algorithm's not going to want to show me my videos to anybody. And then I'll be free to do this over and over and over. It's a win-win every way, in every direction that I could possibly think of. The only way I lose is if I don't do it. You see? That's the only way I lose is if I don't do it. That's the only way. Okay. All right, so these are the 5 dimensions of our reality. The 6th dimension, right, is the lid that goes on top. And that is the spirituality. Spirituality is not exactly its own dimension. It's a strategy of how we play the other 5, right? So, this is how I explain it. Let's say a Buddhist comes along and says, so this is how I believe the world works, and this is how I play the game. And then along comes a Christian and says, no, 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 no. This is how I believe the world works, and this is how I play the game, right? And then along comes a firefighter, and the firefighter goes, no, 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 you're both wrong. Wait, this is the firefighter. Firefighter goes, no, 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 you're both wrong. The world is full of fire, and you got to watch out for it at all times, right? So a firefighter takes the infinite amount of information in the moment and filters out only what is fire danger, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the job of the firefighter, to look for fire dangers, right? But here's the thing. Look at how much of the world the firefighter sees, right? There's infinite information. It's way too much. So all he sees is fire and fire dangers, right? Of course the world is full of fire and fire dangers when that's all you look for and that's all you see, right? So the more constrictive your spirituality is, the less of the infinite moment you're going to be able to see. That's it, right? I don't tell people which spirituality to believe or not believe in. That's for, but that's just the principles that has been told, that I figured out, that's been put in my mind to tell others. I don't know how to phrase that. Where did I get this information from? Ah, one day I just started saying it. I don't really know where I get these from. Like it just pops into my head. So it must be my subconscious who worked these things out. Like I didn't consciously build this cube the way it did. It kind of just ended up that way. Okay. So now here's the most interesting part, right? Each dimension crosses over to every other dimension. Now, if we want to zoom in, let's take a look at the symbolic dimension bleeds into the physical dimension this way. This is how I ask the question to figure it out, right? What is something that's symbolic, purely symbolic, but we use it mostly for physical reasons, right? It's already written up there, but here's, right? Just think about it. What is something that's symbolic, but we use it mostly for symbolic reasons? Money. That's why people say, oh, is money real? And a lot of people are like, no, it's not real. And then other people are like, yeah, it's real. Well, I can take my debit card and go to the grocery stores and buy real food. It's very real. And so I convert something that's purely symbolic into something physical. So is money real or not? Yes. Right? So this is something example of something symbolic that we use mostly for physical reasons. Going the other way, what's something that's purely physical, but we use it for physical symbolic reasons, knowledge reasons, right? So here's the answer. Here's one answer. This is just one example. There's way more than that. But I just used one example to illustrate how these dimensions bleed into each other. Symbolic knowledge can only be stored in one of three places: biological, analog, anything that doesn't require electricity, right? And digital. That's it. All symbolic knowledge can only be stored in one of those three places. It kind of blew my mind when I realized that, or when I figured it out, or when it was told to me. I can't really tell at this point. All right. Um, what's another example? Well, how does anything from the physical world get into our experiential dimension? Right? Our brain is a closed circuit, right? There's no action. It doesn't. It's in a closed box. It's a black box, right? So how does any information about the physical world get in there? Well, it literally has to vibrate something that is physical, turn it into a signal so that we can experience it. That's our five senses. Going the other way, from our experiential dimension inside our own brain, how do we manage the physical world? Well, we would plan our day, right, in our brain, and then think about all the things we have to do, and then group them together, and then say like, oh, if I want to, uh, buy groceries and then get a new cell phone or whatever, I should do that before I go somewhere else to um, get my car fixed or something. I don't know, right? So we would group our chores together and plan our day, and then we would execute it. That would be from our experiential dimension crossing over into the physical. Okay. Now, from the physical dimension, how do we cross over to the social? So this is like a little tunnel that loops around over here. Well, from a purely physical perspective, how do we see the social world? Well, I kind of only see their bodies, right? So this is kind of like crowd safety. I don't know what the crowd is saying or talking about, as long as they're safe. If they're on bleachers, the bleachers aren't falling down. Um, Bridges and buildings are staying up. There's no content involved. We just want to make sure their bodies are safe and alive and well. That's from the physical perspective. Now, from the social perspective, how do we interact with the physical world, right? Well, we divide up the physical world in terms of ownership. Ownership doesn't mean just like um, I own something, right? It means like who is responsible, like the roads outside. I actually don't really know who is responsible for maintaining the roads, but it gets swept every now and then, and if there's potholes, it gets fixed. I don't really know, so I'm not the one with ownership of those roads. I just maintain the roads within my house and my driveway. So that's the difference between ownership. So we divide up the physical world in terms of ownership. That's how the social world crosses over into the physical. One example. Okay. From the symbolic dimension, how does it cross over to the social? Well, um, the other way. If symbol, if symbolic, if this is everything we know in our brains, I'm learning from a lot of people through a lot of different mediums, books, um, like YouTube videos, lectures, whatever. And I can learn all this from the quietude, oh brain, from the quietude of my room, and I don't ever need to really meet anyone. But now, if I have to start teaching things, I can't ignore people anymore, except for this, where I'm just broadcasting. So I'm really just learning how to. No, I'm just burning through my anxieties, is really what this is. I'm just practicing speaking. My throat is getting tired because I don't usually talk for this long. uh, but I'm going to do this over and over and over. Anyways, these are the 5 dimensions of our reality. Question popped in my brain is, how do I use this? Well, I use this in conjunction with the life equation, health, wealth, relationship. I mostly split things up between the symbolic world and the physical world in terms of what I do every single day. Health, oh, here we are. Health, wealth, relationships is right here. These are kind of I'll take away relationship for now. Health and wealth are usually things I do physically. So in the morning, have I got enough rest? Physical. Fuel is everything that goes into my body. Physical. Clean. Everything that gets off my body. Shower, shave, hair, etc. Right? Dress. All physical things. Now, if I were to sit in front of a computer right now, I would be using digital in order to do symbolic work, and I'm doing emotional work right now by training myself to do this no matter what, over and over, right? I activated live video, so I'm activating my social brain, so my social emotions, right? And I'm teaching this work right here, so it's also symbolic. So when I do this, all my entire brain is activated. Of course, I'm utterly exhausted. I'm not usually using every single part of my brain simultaneously. And I want to perform badly. That's the goal. At some point, I'm going to fail at performing badly. And that is the key. Blanketing all possibility space. If I start at the very beginning, and then I, if I start at the very beginning and I blow through everything, what else is there? So I'm going to do this over and over again. Do this really terribly. It's at 55 minutes, so I think an hour would be just fine. I'm a little tired. All right, so these are the 5 dimensions of our reality, with spirituality being the strategy with which we play the other 5 dimensions. um, Upper left here is our systems. Systems in life. Upper right here is the science of success. I'm not going to go into that right now. Um, yeah. Anyways, down here is the life equation. Again, from the other side, from this side, right? So again, the coaching cube has all this information condensed into one 8.5 by 11 sheet that I turn into a cube. It's wild. Like I don't think I didn't consciously create it this way. It's just this is a compression algorithm that blows my mind every time I use it. But here it is. There we go. Every dimension that we talked about is now on the outside. So this is the coaching cube. I use this by looking at it and asking myself, where am I? So in this one moment, where am I? I am training a superpower right here. I want to be able to not practice at all. I want to be able to spontaneously teach this at any time. And for me to do that, I need to steamroll through all my anxieties, and I'm going to train through them all through emotional strength training. If I can't do something, did I just bite my own tongue? If I can't do something, it's because I am still emotionally weak. Nothing wrong with that. If I haven't trained something, of course I'm weak. My throat will feel better soon. I'm just going to keep training. Okay, so through emotional strength training, I'm going to push through all my limitations, everything simultaneously. So where am I, right? I'm training a superpower. Now I'm going to do this one. Yep, let's switch to this side. I'm training my superpower. I'm on my life purpose, which is to teach this and get this information out into the world. Um, Eventually, I'll build systems that I can build online courses and have money coming in. I will free myself from having to go to work. I'll teach others how to create systems as well, so I will become a financial bodhisattva, so I will help others become free from their jobs as well. In the meantime, every day I'm making sure I'm getting enough rest, eating, drinking enough water, showering, hygiene, laundry. I do a little bit of stretch exercise every single day. I do elliptical probably once every other day. I may do it later. I do stretching almost pretty much every single day. I do balance, on one leg and then move my other leg just all around everywhere, right? So that's training all my balancing muscles every single day. I'm working on creating the life equation, the physical equation. I still don't quite know how to organize physical things yet. So I want to build this this kind of map, but for the physical dimension so I can zoom in right here. Um, I'm always training, letting go of emotional effort. This is my moment by moment awareness. And as I say this, right? I'm reminding myself to do this. Okay. So this is always active, the every single moment, moment by moment awareness. And then A to B is success. Do something fun every day. Family. I'm taking care of my parents, making sure they're okay. Um, my mom is in chemo right now, so I need to stay away from people. So I'm doing this. I'm taking care of my parents, helping take care of the house. I belong. I have a partner in Spokane who is everything to me. My close relationships. My community is utterly in shambles. That's okay. It's a tower card. I'm just going to let it all fall away. Anything that doesn't serve me will just naturally fall away from me. And anyone who wants to be around will make themselves known, or I may randomly run into them. Either way. Eventually, I will be building my business systems. Again, we already talked about that. I'm deploying systems in my life. My room is still a mess, but look at what I've done so far, you know? I've started teaching online course, even though it's utterly terrible. Someone told me to not give everything away, so I'm going to give everything away continuously over and over and over. Completely raw, unscripted, unedited. I never edit anything. I don't have time. I don't even have the software to edit that. I don't want to edit anything. Any mistakes, it's going to be perfect mistake, right? This is what I stand for, is the perfectness of this moment. The perfectness of this moment is every mistake I'm going to make, every hesitation, every freezing. I feel already so much better 1 hour in. So, all right. I love you all. May this knowledge gain you freedom from everything, and may you succeed in every part of your life in every single way possible. May you have amazing health, amazing wealth, and amazing relationships. Mwah. Okay. I love you all. Till next time. Bye bye.